think I'm live. Good morning, gorgeous people all over the world. Dima thinks I'm talking to her. She's outside the door hoping I'll let her inside, which I won't, just because I'm cooking. And this is kind of like a slapdash random cooking experience, but this is how my cooking experiences are. They are random, they are intuitive, and if you know me, you know that I don't use recipes unless it's something I don't know what I'm cooking, like something I haven't cooked before, because otherwise I'm intuitive and I throw it together and I just trust the intuition, my intuition, that I'm going to make it work. But today, I've known this recipe for a long time and it's very, very easy. And I know it's probably done a million different ways around the world, but I'm doing a potato salad because my girl Melissa, some of you may have seen her in my previous videos over the years. She is one of my greatest friends and she's coming for a barbecue today with her kids, and this potato salad is kind of infamous amongst a small crowd of us, and it's not my recipe. It's a recipe that we used when we worked together. I worked part-time in this mine cafeteria, and this was our recipe, and everybody loved this potato salad. I don't know if you guys will love this potato salad, but we love this potato salad. So obviously you're going to have your spuds, you're going to have your potatoes, and so then we have, like, I mean, you're meant to use like a ranch dressing, but because I don't have ranch, I've got this Caesar like dressing, mayonnaise, and whole grain mustard. There's mine. And mixed herbs. And I need a onion. Oh my gosh, I've got water leaking all over. I've only just noticed it. I've had this leaking toilet tap forever. And sometimes it doesn't leak, but this morning it's leaking. I need this is my onion drawer. I need an onion, purple onion. Throw that back in there. What else did I say? You need a little bit of salt, but I'll do that later. And you need some bacon. If you are a meat eater, listen to that crow outside. Always coming here. That's one of the babies. So you need some bacon if you are a meat eater, but I don't have any bacon, and Melissa is a big meat eater, so she'll probably bring some, so she'll want to fry that up and put it in there. What else? I think that is about it. So, you know, and you can peel your potatoes, but because I don't have a peeler, because I was using it for my soap making, we're gonna have potato with the skins on it. So yeah. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Good morning. I can see you guys watching. Hello, Ave. I'm never sure of how to pronounce your name, honey. Good morning, Joey. Hola. Good morning, Dawn. Yeah. So like, I know this is kind of spare of the moment, so I know people are probably gonna come and go. But would you listen to that crow outside? Anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and like section up everything, and I've had to shut the blind because the lighting. Oops. the lighting for this video, it's kind of making my face dark. So anyway, how is everyone doing? Oh my gosh, please crow. He's gone now. As soon as he sees me, even though they know exactly who I am, like they've been here since they're babies, they still have a fear, and I don't understand why at this point in time. I know crows are very suspicious by nature, but they still harbor more fear than any other bird that comes around here. So anyway, how is everyone doing? How is everyone around the world? I'm gonna have to put this hair back like this. But you know what? I woke up. Oh my God, one of my chooks have laid an egg. I can hear her. She's coming out. I woke up at like 12:18 this morning, so like midnight. And at 12:19, I hear this long ass rumble, and it starts off really low and smooth, and then it starts shaking. Then it gets louder and louder and louder, and things are starting to shake in the house. I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, this is an earthquake. And I had a look at the time. It was 12:19 as this was happening. And yeah, I had a look on the internet this morning, and lo and behold, there was a 3.4 earthquake around this area. This isn't the first time, but this one wasn't as strong as what I felt here in the past. Like in the past, there was one during the daytime, and it was so strong. Like, where was I? I was in the workshop, and my God, it was so strong. I literally ran out of the workshop and went out, and I see Uncle Chop Chop. He runs outside too, and he's like, oh my God, you feel that? I'm like, I'm feeling it. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. So we get them a lot around here, and I think to myself, oh, that's a big, I don't know what's going on with that potato. I think to myself, is that actual natural earth events, or is someone drilling underground? Is someone drilling? Is it the ETs? Are they making bigger bases? Because you got to remember where I am in South Australia. I mean, here it's kind of like, it's very farmland, but it's still kind of isolated, and there's a lot of land here that, even though people own it, there's no houses, there's no anything on there. And like, at least in the desert, there is so much land, just such untouched land for thousands of years, like just so untouched. And I just think of what could be around there. I've always said Wilpena Pound. If those of you that know Wilpena Pound, I've done videos on that on the past of Wilpena Pound. I've always said there's something, I mean, there is something about Wilpena Pound, because grid point 44 is just to the east of that. But I've always thought that Wilpena Pound, no matter how much of a tourist destination it is, I feel, you know, it could be a base, an underground base of some sort, because a lot of the Aboriginal people in that area, they don't go there, or they don't go on top of it, because you can actually climb inside it. It is a massive hike, and you really got to put aside like 12 hours or more, and you can climb into the pound. But a lot of the Aboriginal people, they don't do that, because, you know, it's sacred, and they've obviously been told by their elders to stay away. There's a lot of people that have gone missing in that area, like tourists and things, that have no idea about it. And, you know, just some people come in with no idea about like the sacredness of the land, or the energies of the land. And, you know, people come in just thinking it's all hunky-dory, and it's not. You've got to remember that these land masses, even before the white man, even before anyone, even before the indigenous settled here from Africa 170,000 years ago, you know, these land masses have been here for millions of years, and they have, you know, kind of conjoined together. You know, they were one landmass. What do they call it? Panacea. Not Panacea. Oh, shit. What do they call it? I am useless when it comes to just getting. Come on, Spirit. Give me the name. What's the name of the landmass before all the continents separated? It'll come to me. It'll come to me. So anyway, you got to remember that there were, you know, there's maybe 4 or 5 different cycles of civilizations here that have been and gone. You know, like there's you know, what, maybe 4 civilizations that have done that cyclic evolution and then have basically died out. I mean, the whole Atlantis thing, I mean, obviously that's one of the more well-known civilizations, but there were those before. And you know, the truth of it is that our, you know, our origins, we've all come from different points of the universe. You know, some of us have come from Mars, some of us have come from Maldek. You know, when the destruction of Maldek, if some of you haven't seen, I've spoken about this on videos, but if you notice, we have an asteroid belt in between Mars and Jupiter, and this is a planet. It was a planet. It was Maldek, and Maldek, about 500,000 years ago, had a civilization, third density, very similar to us, and they destroyed their own planet. They had they were fighting amongst each other, but then they were scientifically advanced enough that they created this device and basically annihilated their planet. And a lot of these souls of Maldek have incarnated into the Earth sphere, and they've been here for what, maybe, I don't know, maybe 10,000 years they've been here. But before that, they were in such a clench, like a knot clench, for so long because of the devastation and the trauma of this cataclysm that they weren't in first density, but no one could aid them. Like outside helps, like confederations and galactic alliances, no one could help them because they were so knotted as a soul group in this fear of the destruction of their planet. And it's only been recently, in the last 10,000 years or so, that they have been contacted, and they have been reminded of their perpetuation as a soul. They are eternal, and now they have slowly incarnated into various third density planes, Earth being one of them, to work out certain karmas and go through their cycles again. But so a lot of Maldekians, if you want to call them, are here. A lot of Martians are here. A lot of Venusians are here. And that's only in our solar system. And then you have those that have come from different points of the galaxy. And, you know, they're here because Earth is a 3rd/4th dimensional planet. We have a lot of souls that are 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th density here. And even though they are resonating at different densities, and for the most part we can't see them, there are those that are slipping in and out of dimensions that are here doing what it is that they need to do. Now let me explain to you, I'm going to cut to my cooking, what I've done. So what I've done now is I've cut up my potatoes, and I've got my heat on high on the stove here. Can I maybe turn this around? Oh look, that's better. Got shit everywhere, sorry about that. So there's my potatoes. Okay, and I'm about to cut up purple onion, and then I just sit that aside for a while, and then, yeah, look, This potato salad is not rocket science, people. And I'm sure there's all different types of recipes of potato salad. This is just far north South Australian recipe. This is how we do it here, or at least a few of us. So these potatoes will need a little time to, I was going to say grow, but they need to cook and boil. And then I'll cut this onion and yeah, add everything else after the potatoes have kind of cooled a little bit. So yeah, oh, hi Athena, just checking in to see you. See, hi Rebecca. Yeah, hold on, whoop, I'll just scroll back up, sorry. Just reading through. Oh, happy Valentine's! Oh, thanks Dawn, what a sweetheart. The crows, Sally has said, that crow, like, give me some potato salad, lady. These crows, they are so smart, and they watch me, and they know it's like they know my day better than I know my day. And they know just when food is around. I don't know how they know it, but they know it. They're very smart, very suspicious and very smart. I just got back from our Valentine's walk down by Fraser River. Oh my gosh, that sounds so nice. It's probably really cold over there right now. Actually, my girlfriend, so my cowgirl neighbor, who is from Canada, she's from, is it Alberta? Is Alberta the province, like the state? Anyway, her daughter is visiting and she's been here for a month. I love her to death. We've had so much fun. We went out for Valentine's lunch together yesterday, her and her baby. And she's living right now in Lethbridge. And it's been so cold there, she said. So to be here in nice weather has been just icing on the cake for her. So we had a good day yesterday. Hi, Juniper. I felt that rumble when I first arrived in Canada. It was only a truck going by. Ha! That's hilarious. Ava says, yes, I agree. It's probably something underground. The earthquake that happened in California on July 4th happened in the desert as well as, what? Oh, read this whole thing about how they blew up underground. Well, look, and I truly think there's so much going underground that we have no idea about, whether our governments or, a faction of a break-off group from our government is aware of it, or if it is entirely an alien thing. I have no idea. I suspect, and for the most part, I think most of them are natural, but I don't know. I think there's so much going on. Pangea. What did I say? Panasia. Yes, I knew I was getting the feel of Pangea. Right. Happy Valentine's. Oh, thank you. Sally says she's not a fan of this day. Oh, I think it's overrated, but you can never have enough love in the world, right? Rebecca says, when you first mentioned the alien connection to Wilpena Pound years ago, I researched it online and read stories of backpackers going missing. I recently searched Wilpena Pound again on Google only about 2 months ago, and every alien story connected to this place has been deleted on the internet. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, like this place is, Wilpena Pound is something else. And here, let me bring this back up now so you can see my face while I'm talking. Oh yeah, I'm back. Good. There is just something, I've always felt it with Wilpena Pound, and it's one thing to see it in picture if you're overseas, you don't live here, but to be around it, like, it's just a place at nighttime where you just feel bigger energy. You just feel like eyes on you. You feel like eyes on you, and there's been so many weird, not even off, but just weird encounters and things happening in this area, especially at a farm. Well, it's not a farm, it's like a station. It's like a sheep cattle station. It's a place called Martin's Well. And when you look on the satellite map, you can actually see the well in the earth, and you can see why it's called Martin's Well. But this place, I remember this lady who used to live there with her husband. They were like the caretakers, and I've said this before, and they are very normal farm type people, just country people. They're just quietly minding their own business. And then she just said one night they woke up. She thought the police were at the house. I mean, when you wake up, you're half asleep still. She just said the whole house was flooded with this bright blue light. And they rushed up out of bed thinking it was the police, like a drug raid or something. She said she didn't know what the hell was going on. And they went out to the veranda, and the dogs were going mental. And they saw this disc hovering above the house with this bright blue light. And she said it was just the most surreal, the most shocking, traumatizing experience for her conscience, because obviously she's never experienced, well, at least consciously, she's never experienced something like that before. But her husband went back and got the shotgun and by the bed, and then came back out and started shooting this damn thing. And that's all she remembers. She said, all I remember is my husband pointing the gun up to the disc and shooting, just constantly shooting this disc. And the next thing she knows, she's in bed the next morning, and she said it's like they didn't even acknowledge it or talk about it, or like not even like remember it clearly. And it was just something that they never discussed with themselves. Like, the whole thing was just weird. Anyway, she said she was so freaked out by the whole damn thing. Could you blame her? Like, and Martin's Well is right near Grid Point 44. Grid Point 44 is a place where the earth lines of the planet, but the telluric lines of the planet all intersect. It's the only place in Australia where that's happened. And so people, like, there's been a lot of weird things happening around there. And I just think it's a dimensional portal. I think, traffic, interstellar traffic, just probably comes and goes. I know that certain species or, like different dimensional entities, they would never need to even go through a portal. They could basically just turn up somewhere by thought form. But others, I don't know for what reason that they use this, but I feel like not only aliens or interstellar energies are coming through, I just think Earth energies are coming through. I think there's so much coming through that place. And I think, and I feel like intuitively, that there are pockets of vortexes or energy wells around this whole area, or at least in the north. All my UFO ET experiences, as far as I know, have all been up in the desert. And although I've seen this thing, this craft, this UFO in the sky here, every now and then I see it, that blinking, stationary craft. I don't know what the hell it is, but I first saw that up in the desert, and it's like it's followed down here because I've seen it a few times down here. But my experiences with ETs in the last few years have been pretty much non-existent, and if they are happening, I'm not consciously aware of them. Not like before. My God, that was just intense. And let me say that like I said before, how there were a lot of souls coming in from different interstellar points, particularly with Maldek and Mars. Let me say that the Maldekians, or the people from Maldek, they are, most of the time, a lot of the time, they are Bigfoot. They live deep underground. They live in passageways and caverns under the ground. The people from Maldek have, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them have chosen to reincarnate as the Bigfoot. So that's why, and it makes sense, because when I've read accounts of people coming across Bigfoot, especially in America, or maybe it's Canada, I'm not sure, but they're everywhere. They're sighted everywhere. They're even sighted around Wilpena Pound. Um, when they are sighted, like, and people have really researched and put audio, like capturing devices, there is language. You can hear their language. So, they're not animals. They are these, these creatures. They are these beings. They're just not like us. And so, with a lot of information that I've come to learn, a lot of these souls from Maldek have chosen to incarnate as the Bigfoot, and most of them are residing underground. So I just think there's so much going on. And this physical layer that we live in now, with social media and technology and us living on the surface, we are just one piece of the pie. Those of us living on the surface. I think there's another piece of the pie under the earth. I think there's another big piece of the pie all around the earth. I think we are just one of, and the government, or whoever the hell's in charge, not just the government, it's such a generalized term now, the government. Whoever the hell is in charge is knowing this, and I think the bottom line is that humans have never had control of this planet. That's how I feel. I feel like humans have never had control of this planet. And that's the big secret. I don't know if it's a big secret anymore. See this peach? Homegrown. I got a whole tree full of peaches. They're mostly, though, still unripe. So I'm cutting up this onion now. Whoops, on the floor. So usually the best onion to use for this is the purple onion. And I cut it pretty thin. I don't actually know. Actually, I will cut this other onion because I'm making a salad, like a vegetable salad, like tomato and pepper and whatever. I have no knife skills at all, but I make it work. But as you know, I like to cook everything from scratch. I cook my bread from scratch. I cook everything, cakes from scratch. I never use packet cake mix from the, oh my God, can you please go away? Hey, I can see you. I never use packet cake mix. I never, like, pancakes are made from scratch. Everything is made from scratch because it just tastes better. And not just tasting better, but of course, being a woman of the esoteric nature and someone of the occult, it is so important to put your energy into your food. And the less hands or machinery that is on that, the better. So the more natural, obviously, it is, the better it is. And I try and make everything from scratch. Of course, sometimes I like bought stuff or whatever, but like that's rare. Like chocolate or whatever. I haven't really worked out how to make chocolate from scratch, and even if I did, it's just something I wouldn't want to, I mean, chocolate's a real process, and you've got to be really committed if you want to make chocolate from scratch. I don't know if I have the patience for it. So I'm happy to buy the good chocolate of this country. So anyway, just cutting up all this. So like I said, if you want to fry up some bacon, you can. If you eat meat or whatever. So yeah, I know Melissa, she'll probably bring some because I don't have any here. But Melissa, oh my gosh, so she's been in a lot of my videos. She was in the video, if any of you have seen it, it's the video of 25,000 subscribers when I finally got 25,000 a couple years ago before, YouTube did the dirty on me. She was on that video, and she was dancing with me on the road, us together. Gosh, that seems like such a long time ago now. So anyway, she's on that video. I'm trying to think, is she on, I think she was on a live stream where she just rocked up one day and she said hello through the window. I can't remember. But she's one of my greatest friends, and she is probably the most, besides my mother, because as much as my mother drives me mad, my mother has to be one of the most generous, giving people I know, as much as she drives me mad. But Melissa, as a friend, would have to be one of the most generous. She is just so thoughtful and just so attention to detail. And she would give you her last dollar. That's the kind of person she is. And she's always been like that. And the girl has had some really hard times. She's had to bury her baby sister like 10 years ago. She's had to bury her mother. She's had to raise 4 kids with some dickhead boyfriends and husbands, or one husband. Like the girl, you know, she's really, and she's made it work. She's made it work. She's like a cat. She's always falling on her feet, this girl. And I love her to death. Her nature is just, she's just fucking wild. Oh, and she does drive me mad. At times, she can. But I love her. I love this girl like nothing. She's unbelievable. And no matter how much money she has, or, you know, lack of money she has, I never know a mother that provides at all birthdays and all Christmases like she does. Like her Christmas tree would have to be the one with the most presents and gifts and thought and attention to detail. Like the whole house is, she's so in the Christmas spirit, and obviously I don't really celebrate. But her effort is just A+, and she does this every year, and the presents, you know, she just doesn't skimp on anything. So even if she's broke on her ass, those kids of hers, and not just her kids, but friends, like she's always giving me a Christmas present, like, and I just say, girl, stop this, you don't have to do this. But she just does. But the cousins, so her baby sister, the one that died, her kids, so those 2 boys, they don't have their mum. So Melissa has always gone above and beyond for those 2 boys, always giving them gifts. And like, she's just this woman of this nature, the most generous nature, the most thoughtful person. Like when she comes and stays, if she stays here at my place, the bed is perfectly made, everything's perfectly put back. She's just, oh, she's extraordinary. She really is. And we've just grown up together our whole lives, and so, you know, highs and lows, like, yeah, she's just one of those great people. I just feel so blessed, so lucky to have someone like her in my life. And her kids, 4 of them, they are the most well-behaved kids, very well-mannered, lovely natured, beautiful kids. Like in the school holidays, like in the summertime here, because we have our big school holidays in the summer, all the kids just want to be at Melissa's house. All the kids want to be there because it's fun. The kids are just so, like, kids are kids, you know, they just want to play all day, and they do, and kids come from all over the place. Everyone wants to be at Melissa's house because the energy and the vibe is just so lovely. She's just such a caring person, and the kids are too. They're naughty kids. They love to play games and jokes on me, which is fine by me because I go along with it, but it's hilarious. So, you know, they're a lot of fun. Kids are a lot of fun. Anyway, she'll come around today. One thing, though, that's always pissed me off about Melissa I am a stickler for being on places on time. Melissa has to be the most tardy person I know. She is late to everything, and she doesn't mean to be, but she can never go anywhere on time. It's always a half an hour after. So if I say be here at 12, she'll either be here at 1 or she'll leave. She won't leave early, but she'll get here by 1 o'clock. Always, always, always. And it's never been any other way. She knows she can't help it. She just can't get to places on time. Very rarely, it's a real effort for her. If she has to go to like a teacher parent meeting at school, it is such an effort for her to really put aside 2 hours before she's got to be at this meeting. Like, she just struggles with it so much. So anyway, that's one thing that's always annoyed me, is she's always tardy. But it doesn't annoy me now because I know what she's like. Like, all of us know that are around her. If we've got something going on and Melissa's invited, we'll be like, oh no, we won't expect her at the right time. She's always tardy. Oh, she's crazy. Oh God, I love that bitch. Anyway, my potatoes are looking. Actually, I think my potatoes need to be turned off. Hey there. Hi, Treaty B. Hi, Max. Who? Oh, no. So, Ave's message got retracted. I didn't realize. I thought you did that. Wow. They must have some kind of algorithmic thing going on, watching what we're talking about. I was trying to chime in on the ET talk. Imrana Ahmad, happy Valentine's. Oh, shukran. Thank you. Yes, Athena, definitely love is lovely. I think it's just the pressure to be in a romantic relationship that's difficult, especially when you've been single for years like me. Yeah, I get it, honey. Yeah. It's just that stereotypical thing. It's a bit like Christmas, the whole pressure of getting presents, or Easter. Like, now that Valentine's is over, I bet you next week there's going to be chocolate Easter eggs on the shelves. Like, no kidding. Hey Matronix. Hey Feral Gal. Hi Victoria. Hi from Colorado. Stink Meister says, you're so beautiful. Honey, I don't think I'm too beautiful this morning. Do you see me? Like, but that's the thing with me, and maybe that is appreciated. I just don't put on the airs and graces, like, to do videos, and I've never done that. You see me in my pajamas. Look, you've seen me wearing these pajama pants forever. I've had these pajama pants forever. Like, I just, yeah, what you see is what you get. It's just so, I just, like, I mean, because this is how most people are around the world. We don't all wake up looking like an Instagram model. Like, that's another pressure. That's another, I mean, not for me, but a lot of people feel that Instagram thing. I'm so glad I'm just not a part of that culture. Like, I mean, I might post every now and then, but I have just so pulled back away from that, because it just, I mean, I see it for what it is, and I think a lot of other people see it for what it is as well, and it just doesn't interest me. So this is how I usually wake up, and this is how most of the rest of the world wakes up also. So why fake it? Just show it for what it is. Okay, this could be a very tricky, these are well cooked, maybe a little overcooked. This is a bit tricky, but anyway, I'm just trying to pour the water out here. I'm just going to let these set a little bit. Doesn't matter if they're a little too cooked, because it all mashes up anyway, like when you mix everything up together. Hopefully the steam will get the rest of it off. The moisture, that is. I might just put it back on there and just try and get the steam off. Anyway, so that just kind of sits there for now, and I'm just trying to see what that went past the window. I think it was just a mosquito. So this is how it looks like. Potatoes. So then after it cools down, I then kind of just add this stuff, a bit like ranch, but it's not ranch, and mayonnaise to taste. Depends, some people like the salad a little bit more plain. Some people like it like just coated in mayo. This is what you need though, this whole grain mustard. Oops. I can't. It's like a mirror image trying to show people on the camera. So this is just I have no idea. I just get whatever. I don't even know if they have this in other countries or if it's just in this country. And then gotta have mixed herbs. This is just a mix of rosemary, thyme, marjoram, and basil. Gotta have the herbs. That makes all the difference. Just got a salt. I just use whatever. I do have a big rock salt thing, but you don't really want rock salt in this. You want it less granular. So a little bit of salt, and then of course the onion and the bacon if you want to add the bacon. And I'm trying to think, that's it? I think that's it. So yeah, so that is the potato salad. I will have to wait for this to kind of cool down a little bit, and then I'll start mixing it all up. So yeah, that's Andulairah's U-Butte potato salad. But it works. It is delicious. So I don't really know how people do their potato salads anywhere else in the world, but I know that this is kind of a maybe a unique recipe. It's a good recipe because it's delicious, but yeah, it's a little bit different, and my kind of close friends, we all know this potato salad recipe, and we all kind of vary it a little bit according to our own likes and whatever, but or taste, I should say, but it is delicious. It's a nice potato salad. There's old Crow, he's back. Hi Matronix. Congratulates on your peach harvest. Oh my god. These peaches are the sweetest. It's a little bit soft now. I'll eat this for breakfast this morning. Oh, they're so good. They're so, like, this is the difference between a store-bought peach and a homegrown, like, and it's the same with the apricots. I could never buy an apricot from the store because I just know there is no comparison to homegrown apricots. It's just, they're so delicious and sweet and tasty and so good. And yes, the store-bought stuff just doesn't compare. The store-bought apricots taste like potato and bland and just boring. Nothing. There's nothing to it. Oh yeah, for sure. That pressure is ridiculous as well. As far as being involved with anyone, it's something I rarely ever think about anymore. You know what? Relationships, again, everything is like conditionalized, and oh my god, really? He's back. Go on. Go away for 10 minutes. Go on. That's one of the babies. Oh my gosh. He's not going anywhere. He's even seen me. I think he's telling me a message. I should zone in and see what he's saying. Oh my gosh. So anyway, yes, relationships, oh my gosh, so much pressure to You know what it is? It's all about categorization. Everyone feels like, if you meet someone, oh well, the next step is, you know, being exclusive, and our relationship. Oh my god, I feel like I'm competing with this crow. Can you please go away for like 10 minutes, please? Thank you. Can't concentrate. It's so loud. Um, so relationships, everything is so boxed and categorized. Not everyone, obviously. There are some people that have it really worked out, and you know how relationships really should be though. It should be a week by week thing, and because the whole notion of getting into a relationship, I mean, where is that defining line of being someone that you've met or someone that you know, and then suddenly you're in a relationship? Like, we are a social species, and we're meant to be experiencing different people of our kind, and working out, I don't know, like karmic resolutions, and having great energetic exchanges between others and ourselves. And that's on every level: sexual, emotional, physical. um, we just put too many conditions on relationships. That whole wedding thing that just makes my toenails brittle: till death to us part. These vows. I mean, it's all a religious thing anyway, but like, till death to us part. What the fuck is that? That is like a sentence to me. Like, that scares the hell out of me. Like, that puts on a pressure like nothing else. And now marriage is like a legal contract. It's more of a legally binding contract than anything. Than I know people profess their love with it, but like, marriages are scary because there's so much pressure and stress that comes with them. It's not like in the Arab world where, if the man is ready to divorce the woman, not the other way around, all he has to do is say, I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you 3 times, and it's done. Whereas here, like, people lose their whole livelihood thanks to a divorce, or it gets drawn out for years and lots of money is spent. And I just think marriage is scary in these countries, and it should never ever have come to something like this. So it's a big deal. And all these conditions on love and relationships. Anyway, we got to work it out for ourselves, and everyone has a different need and an opinion, and a different outlook on it. I just think, take it week by week. If you meet someone, just like, just take it week by week. And actually, it's a funny thing. I have heard Abraham Hicks in the past. If you've ever heard of Esther Hicks or Abraham Hicks, I remember something that Abraham had said. Abraham is a channeled entity, and she said marriage vows, or he said, or they said, Abraham said, marriage vows should go something like this: I like you pretty good, let's see how we go. I like you pretty good, let's see how we go. Like, that's hilarious. I think that's fucking right on, spot on, instead of this till death to us part thing. I like you pretty good, let's see how we go. And I think that's great. I think we put way too much pressure on ourselves, and I think that is that conditioning that we have forever known in this third dimensional existence. I mean, it could have been very much different back um, in the old days, in the ancient days. I'm not sure how they did marriage, but I do know in the Sumerian times, the fathers would line their daughters up on a certain day and let men come along and select a bride. And it's awful because usually the ones that were not so physically attractive were left single forever because no one wanted to marry them, which in many ways could be a blessing in disguise, because then, being single, you don't have the stress of being married, especially married to a dickhead. If you are married to a dickhead or a nasty person, I mean, that's, oh my god, I can't even imagine it. And even these days, You know, it's in so many cultures where marriage is arranged. I could not think of anything worse. I just thank the universe and myself, my higher conscience, that I was not born into a culture where that was important, because I know I would be a rebel. If I was born in those cultures where I was expected to marry and pressured to marry, I'd be a rebel. I'd either be dead or I would run away across the border into another country. I would literally be that person, the person you'd read about on the news, because I wouldn't stand for it. So I am happy that I chose, before I entered this incarnation, that I was not born into a culture that puts that pressure on, to marry just for affluence or money or dowry or title or whatever the hell it is. I just think it's such bullshit anyway. Anyway, that's our culture. That's our global civilization. Just a big fruit salad. That is what we are, a big fruit salad. Right, so anyway, should I kind of finish this? Maybe I can. Maybe I can. Maybe I could kind of work on this a little bit. Yes, Joey, till death do us part. Love Hex, yes. Right, okay, so I'm gonna, let me bring this down. Can you see? Good. I've got a Milo here, my trusty old cup that I've had for about 10,000 years. Now this is a fair bit of onion. I'm not going to put all of this in there. I'm just going to kind of, well, I don't know. Maybe I can kind of put it all in there. Melissa loves onion. Melissa is the kind of girl that used to make red onion, Vegemite, and tomato bread rolls. I couldn't think of anything more disgusting, but that's my girl Melissa. Now I've got a little bit of mayonnaise left in here, but I will throw this out today because there's not much left. I just wish, as a human species, we could really get past the use of plastic. I wish it was something we never invented. I wish what we created instead was something that could just literally break down. Like, for example, imagine if we had made something that looks like plastic, and once it was finished, we could literally just squash it up in our hands and it would literally dissolve. I mean, imagine how, like, you know how you get hand sanitizer, how it just kind of dissolves? Imagine if we could do something like with plastic like this. How come we're not smart enough to make something like that? Like, I know we can recycle plastic, but look at the issues we have with plastic in the world right now. It's massive. Look. So I'm going to use quite a fair bit of this stuff. I'm going to use a fair bit of this stuff too. This is going to be interesting. So I'm very intuitive with this. I do it until it tastes right. And like I said, you know, do it to your own liking. Now the herbs, I just kind of, I'll see how I go with that amount. And now the spoon here. Here's a spoon. I'll use this one. I've got all these really old spoons. This was made, this is silver. Nickel silver. Oh my god, that's not good. But this is a really old spoon that came with this house. And it leaves all this, I don't know if it's my water or because of the fact that it's actually nickel. Look at this spoon. I know it looks dirty, but this is this spoon losing its plate. And that can't be all that healthy, but that's the only clean spoon I've got right now. Right, so I put in about, that's one. I put in a lot. Melissa loves whole grain mustard as well. Now should I might just, I'll get some salt. This is my measuring of salt. Probably like a teaspoon. There it goes. And then, actually the potatoes have cooled down a fair bit right now. So it is going to end up a bit mushy. I know that. But it's going to be delicious mush. And like I said, if you want to add bacon, I know Melissa will want to add bacon. That'll just kind of like amp up the taste. Right, I'm going to have a little sample of this. It's kind of a mushy potato salad. It's not meant to be this mushy, but tastes pretty good. Tastes pretty good. I'm just going to let that sit now. I don't need to add any more stuff, like any more ingredients. So I'm going to let it cool down, then I'm going to put it in the fridge until Melissa comes here, and maybe in a half an hour or an hour, I'm going to make a salad, like a vegetable salad with lettuce, tomato, cucumber, olives, gherkin, or like pickles. Did I say carrot? Carrot. Pepper. If I said pepper, I can't remember if I said it. So I'm going to make that. Okay, so I think this is pretty good. That's how it looks. It's a little bit sloppier than I wanted, but you get the idea. It's pretty good. Pretty good. But make sure you use ranch. I mean, this is okay, but ranch is so much better. Or like a ranchy kind of style sauce. Good morning, MJ. Hi, Divine. Bye, Design. Yes, I agree with you. Non-monogamous relationships, Sally. Again, you know, like I think people are. This is why a lot of people make their own marriage ceremonies and make their own vows, because they don't buy what religions are promoting. It's so unrealistic, and I am for sure not religious at all. I could never get married in a church and follow a church's vows. Like, I'm a witch. I'd be burned at the stake. So I could never really, well, maybe I could get married in a church, but I don't even know if I'm the marriage type. But I would write my own vows and do like a hand fasting thing. My ideal marriage, if I was to ever get married, would be a very small wedding on a mountaintop or a cliff top at midnight or at sunset. Just something very low key. I am not a big glitzy glamour, need the big white wedding kind of girl. I just would want it very small, low key, just close friends and family. And that's it. And then just a long, long, long dinner of just so much food, good music, just good company, just easy. I've never been the one that's wants the big white wedding. We're doing good. Actually, you know what? I probably might need a little bit more whole grain mustard. Maybe. So anyway, wow, I've been almost 1 hour. That's perfect timing. I hope you guys enjoyed my little impromptu cooking video of Andulairah's potato salad. May not be the best potato salad, especially not today, but it's going to do the job today. Melissa's going to like it and the kids will like it, which is the main thing. And yeah, I've enjoyed having this little converse with you guys and all over the world. And I hope you are enjoying your life and living every day and doing those things that always make you happy. And if that includes making potato salad after you've seen mine, then more power to you. So, yeah, it's been a pleasure today, and I'm going to go off and get dressed, check on the chooks, and go outside my garden for a little bit and actually get my table made for, or done for when Melissa comes. I've made that beautiful concrete table outside if you guys have seen it. I usually like to put plates, and I make sparkling water, still water, put glasses out there, put cutlery. I've got this cute little gold cutlery here. So I'll put all that out today. And yeah, make it all nice for when she comes here. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my little cooking experience. And maybe I'll do some more, but we'll see. So I send you my blessings, and may you always be blessed by the supreme truth and love of our cosmos. I love you. Have a good night or day wherever you are.